Hi there, welcome. It's been a while. We've had holidays and bits and pieces, so glad to be back. We're going to be producing a lot more content going forward on this channel, and we're going to do a bit more meaningful things, hopefully, like playthroughs, reviews, best ofs, all that sort of stuff. We're going to try and knock out a bit more content. So we're going to start today with Le Havre, recently back in print, so I believe. I've had this quite a while. It's one of the games out of Mr. Rosenbergs, Uwe Rosenbergs The Harvest Trilogy, which was Gates of Loyang, Agricola and Le Havre. And I think Le Havre is right up there. It's jockeying for position with Agricola, I think. It's such a great game. So, a couple of things different. So we've got the board here, and it's modular, made up of these pieces, but they go in a specific designation. They work really well. They got this nice stuff on the back, pictures on the back, I should say. Now, hopefully, that's on all editions. I've got some promo cards and bits and pieces. We're just going to play the basic standard full game, but we'll edit it so that we get the best parts, hopefully, of the game to get people up and running and see what the game's like. I've also got these really cool Fimo clay models that some guy in Germany made, and I can put the link on it after the video if anybody's interested in these. They're really good, and the ships also. And that's just in place of the standard items that come in the box, which are like discs and little wooden boats. Yeah. So we don't use them. We've got these because we like the game so much. We've got these nice bits and pieces. Also, most people with Le Havre have some sort of container system for putting all the little chits in. And I got these from China off eBay, and they're just perfect because so easy to set up and put down, and they work great. And that's it, really. It's worker placement game, and what I really like about this game is I love games where you can get something unique for yourself. But it's not quite as straightforward as just that. But you get buildings, and of course then you can use your worker to operate the buildings as a cost, and you'll get some. It's goods conversion. But what's good about this game, you're not frozen out of anything. If another player has some juicy buildings that you want to get hold of, of course you can use them, but you generally have to pay that player to use them. We played this at 4-player, 3-player and 2-player. Not played it at 5-player yet, but I definitely will play it at 5-player. It's a longer game, but it's a fantastic game. I love everything about it. I love the resources. I love the illustrations. I think it's the brilliant Clemens Franz has done the artwork on this. I'm pretty sure he has. Anyway, I think so. Next thing we'll do is just get to let's set up. So the boards just go next to each other. First of all, we have the one with the treasury to the left, and then the middle board is the one with the clay supply. If you actually look at the picture, it actually forms a picture, so you can't get it wrong. And the one on the right has got the hide supply at the top left. There we go. And there's your lovely colourful game board of Le Havre, which is the harbour in French. So now we need to populate that board with the bits. So we got the treasury there for the 1 coins. We'll put the 5 coins there behind, so they fit up. These are designated places for the bits and pieces. What do we have next? We have fish, and these are, I say, I love the art. These chits, you know, some games I like to get different realistic resources for and stuff, but these work just perfect because fish can be made into, turning it over, smoked fish, and it's a good supply of food. So we're going to put the fish here where it states, and then we've got wood. So the wood is here, and the wood can be made into charcoal, but the wood starts out there. Behind there we've got coal. Here we go, and the coal can be upgraded to coke. That goes behind there. Here we have clay, and the clay can be made into brick. Here we've got iron, and iron can be made into steel beams, or just steel. That goes there. Here it tells us we've got grain. So we get the grain, and the grain can be made, surprise, surprise, into bread. There we go. And we've got cattle. Now, here we go. Nope, sorry, cattle. And cattle can be made into lovely pork chops. Well, not pork. That is silly. Porks are pigs. Cattle can be made into nice steaks. Yeah. Anyway, it's meat on the back, and you got a nice piece of steak there. It just looks like a chop, you see. So there you go. But there you go. So cattle can be made into nice pieces of steak. And at the back, a byproduct of slaughtering them cattle, we're going to have some hides, which can then be turned into leather, produced into leather. There we go. The only other thing is, the start player token, just to mark start player for rounds, is a card round token, and I got this off eBay. There was 3 of them. I glued them together and painted it, and that just marks the start player. Yeah, so that's the one that will come in the game. Yeah. Now these go on these spaces here, and they'll be revealed. This is just all part of setup. So we shuffle these up completely. There we go, and we just put 1 on each of these circle spaces. There is only 1 for each space, so you can't go wrong. But they're just shuffled up. There we go. Once they're revealed, they stay in place, in situ, for the entire game. There's not even a card that can change them. We also get our playing pieces. What colour are you going to play, Donna? Pink again.
Yeah, I'll be pink.
He's a cool guy, isn't he? With his nice hat there and his binoculars. So Donna's going to play pink, and I'm going to play orange. There we go, with Mr. Moustache guy there. So that's that. We need the corresponding boats. There's the orange boat, and there is the pink boat. There we go. The next thing we've got to do is set up the cards. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is, out of these standard buildings here, the deck of standard buildings, is we look and we see we're just going to play 2-player, so we need a large tick, and we're going to play the normal game. If there's a smaller outline tick, that's for a short version of the game. But we're just going to play the standard 2-player game. So all these cards here are not going to be used because there's no tick in them. So it scales pretty well any player count, I would say. So they're not in play. These standard building cards I've been through, and they've all got a tick, a large tick in the 2-player. So we know that these are totally in play. And then what we do with these is, there's 3 piles here, building proposals 1, 2 and 3. So what we're going to do, Donna's going to be starting down there, we shuffle all these up. It's pretty easy once you get to know setup. First of all, it was a bit of a thing, but now, you know, it's so easy. And then all we do straight away then is put 3 piles. So they've had a good shuffle. Oh, they are sleeve, these cards, of course. Right, and then we look at the numbers in the top right. So of each pile, and sort them out. So there's 8, and they go low to high. So 8, 23, 22, 25, 12, 20, and number 3. So this one's going to be 3. And then what we do is put one underneath it with this bottom section showing, so that even though that card would not be available, only the top ones are, it shows you what it is, tells you what it is, tells you what the cost is to purchase it, to build it, sorry, and the cost to purchase it. Yeah. So we'll put them in them order now. So we've got number 3, then we've got number 8, then number 12 goes underneath that with showing the bottom. It's going to come out like a plateau, and then we got number 20. Pretty easy to do. Number 22. 23, and of course this stack is totally random because the whole stack deck was shuffled first and then into 3 piles, and that's pile 1. like so. And we do the same with pile 2. So we have a look.
I don't know that one.
That is going to have to go off. That's just stupid. It's supposed to answer to its name only. Don't know why. So we've got number 1, number 5, number 9, 10, 16 and 18. So we do the same again here. So just finishing off the last pile now. Smaller number starts at number 7 on this one, finishes at number 30, and different numbers in between. And there we go, all set up. And that goes in the 3rd stack. Okay. Right, now here's the good thing. There's so much replayability of this game. These special buildings, of which there's a ton of cards, and there's also Le Grand Hamu comes in this. And I think it comes in every edition now. These are great cards, these special buildings. So they all have the big anchor on. Lots of them, and there's only going to be put 6 out, certainly in a 2-player game. So give them a right good shuffle up, and let's just take, for good randomness, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. So that's all them not going to get used in this game. That's how, you know. So the randomness in the how you're going to burn down the piles, and then this is superb for player replayability. We can even give them a little bit of a shuffle up as well. Card shuffle nice and easy with the sleeves on. There we are. And they're going to go here. And the very last thing we need to do now, well, it's not the very last thing because we need some starting money and resources. Oh, we need to put some resources out. In fact, let's do that first. So if we look here, Frank starts with 2. So in the offer space here, there's going to be 2 Franks. Fish starts with 2. So we get 2 fish out. Make sure we're putting them on the correct side, not the upgraded side. Wood starts with 2. And clay starts with 1. And that's nothing else on iron, grain or cattle. Okay, the next thing is we start with, is it 5 coins each? 5 coins each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 for myself. 1, 2, 3, 5. And we start with 1 coal each. Okay, so we all, the reason they give us a bit of coal is a bit of energy there. Coal's good for energy, it gives you free energy. So start with a coal each. The only other thing now is we'll do the harvest and the loans and starting buildings. So there's loans now. Unlike in Agricola, where a loan will pretty much mean you're not going to win the game, a begging card because you cannot get rid of them. Loans in Le Havre are not so punishing, and they can be a really viable strategy because you can pay them off. So we'll put the loans there, and then there's starting buildings that the harbour, the town has already built to start the game, so we can use these buildings. We can also buy them, but we can't build them because the town's already built them. And they're clearly marked starting building, and there's 3 of them. There's a building firm with no cost to use, a building firm that costs 1 food to use, and a construction firm that lets you build twice that costs 2 food to use. So the town's started already and built those. So we also start with a buttery each, and it's got a little turn order thing on it. It's very handy. So, and the buttery you can use for storing food that you need to pay if you want to. You can still use it, but it's a handy little reminder. So there's 1 for Donna and there's 1 for myself. So there's 5 of those in the game, and I've got a little turn for 2 players. There's 1 for each player count, a little cheat card there. So keep that out. And then the last thing we need to do is the harvest cards. Now, first of all, you look at these and you think, what the heck's going on here? But it's quite easy when you realise, if you look at the rules in setup, it's quite easy what's going on. In a harvest, is there a harvest or is there not? Yes, there is, if it's got the pictures of the chits at the top. And there's only 2 goods that are affected by harvest, and that's grain. As long as you've got 1 grain, you'll get another grain. If you had 10 grain, you still only get 1 grain. No matter how many grain, as long as you've got grain, you'll get 1 grain. And the same with cattle. If you've got a breeding pair, you get 1 extra cattle. But if you've got 10 cattle or 20 cattle, you still only get 1 cattle on a harvest. So as long as you've got 2, you're going to get 1. And that's in the harvest. And also, if we look at 2 players here now, it shows what number the card this should be at 2 players. So this is 1 player, 2 player, 3 player, 4 player, 5 player. So we're only concerned with 2 player. 2 players here, so this card is definitely in the 2-player game. It's number 1 in a 2-player game. I've already sorted these cards. And at the end of the round, we're going to have to pay free food. And there's going to be a harvest. And that's what we know about the 2-player game. Then we know then that in a 2-player game, this is card number 2. And then there's going to be 4 food to pay. And also, this picture here means the town is going to build a standard building, and it's going to build the lowest building at the top of here, the lowest numbered building. So we've got which will be number 1 there, the marketplace, if a player doesn't build it or purchase it in the meantime. And there's going to be 4 food to pay, and there's going to be a harvest here as well. And first thing we've got to do is decide who's going to be start player. So let's get the little men, put them in my hand. Donna's not got a good ratio of this, picking the right one, have you, for start player? Oh, it's going to be you, start player. Donna's going to be start player. So, very first thing, Donna's little boat, go on the first spot here and we reveal it. One of these spots is going to say interest, and if anybody's got a loan, no matter how many loans you got, you just pay 1 franc in interest. We don't know which one it's going to be yet. Let's have a look. So we flip this over, it's not this. So this one says put out 1 franc and a steel. So there we go. An iron even. There we go. And now it's Donna's go.
Can I have the francs, please?
And she's going to take the francs. Now, there's main actions and there's like subsidiary actions. A main action is take any one of the offer spaces, and that would be your main action. As an additional action, you can purchase any building. You can pay off a loan, what other stuff? Sell. But if you sell for half its value. So it would be a pinch, but we've not actually explored that strategy, have we? Because I think you'd have to be in a bit of dire straits to do that. So you're just going to take the francs as your main action. Okay? There we go. So there's a little bit of building your stuff up. So now what I'm going to come along and I'm going to leapfrog and I'm going to come to this space. We'll turn it over for the first time. It's a cattle and a wood. So put wood out. Always making sure it's on the correct side of the chit. And I come along to here. And I'm going to take those 3 wood as a main action. There we go. And then Donna's going to come along to this space here. And it's another wood coming out. And a franc. There we go. And she'll come along to that space.
I'll have the fish, please.
Taking the fish.
And I'm also going to buy.
Okay.
I'm going to buy the marketplace for 6 coins.
So you're going to buy the marketplace outright. Now that's an addition. Oh, you took the fish, didn't you?
Yeah.
So this is an additional action. It's the marketplace. If you go on the market, so the cost is 2 wood. If she was going to build it, she'd have had to go through a building firm first. But there was one here that cost nothing. But she hasn't got the 2 wood, so she's buying it outright. And if I want to go to the marketplace, I've either got to pay her 2 food or a coin. Coins can always food can always be paid for with coins, but not the other way around. So this one, the marketplace, take 2 different standard goods, including hides and coal, plus 1 additional different good per that emblem there. I can't remember what they all are, but if you get matching sets of these, then they have like accumulation stuff. So there we go. Donna's bought the marketplace. This goes into the bank. That's you done, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to reveal this space here, another wood, and a clay, and come along to this bit here. I'm going to go big on wood and starve you of it. There we go. There we go. Reveal this space. We've not had the interest place yet, no. So more clay and a fish. So a clay and a fish. There you go.
I'm going to have the clay.
Have the clay. So there's not a lot happening at the moment, but it soon will. We'll get our own little like game boards in front of us with cards. Right, okay, I'm going to reveal this space. And this is the interest space. So the penultimate one is going to be the interest space. So if anybody's got loans, they have to drop a coin on. And what we'll do as a handy reminder, we'll take a coin, a franc, and we put it in between this space here, so that when the chips pass it, we know anybody with loans has got to pay interest. So a wood and a fish. So there's a wood and a fish. I might... we can see at the end of the round that there's going to be free food to pay. So I think I might take them fish, save eating up my money. I'm going to take those fish for now. Okay, that's me. And then we reveal the last one.
Fish and grain.
So a fish and a grain, because fish, it shows it's got a pot on the end at the bottom, and each fish is worth 1 food. But if you manage to make it into smoked fish, it's worth 2 food. Okay, and you come to that.
The grain.
Taking the grain, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we deal, so the last boat's here, so now we deal with the harvest. Okay, so we know there's going to be a harvest, so if anybody's got grain, Donna has, she gets 1 more grain. If anybody's got 2 cattle, they'll breed and get a further cattle, they haven't. So we look at row 2, there's free food to pay. So I'm going to pay 2 fish and a coin for food.
Grain, 2 fish and a coin.
I suppose thematically you're buying food with the coin. Okay, so you fed your little entourage, and that's dealt with. So
You to go first.
oh, the start player token. Where was it? Oh, it's here. So we always remember that I was start player token. That you were start player. So you keep that for the entirety of the game. So this one goes, and when it turns over, there's a wooden ship. And basically what wooden ships do, they allow you to ship out goods later on in the game when shipping lines come available. But importantly, in a 2-player game, this gives you 4 food. A wooden ship gives you 4 food. And I haven't put the markers out, and I need to put the markers out for the food, so I'll do that. The wooden ships go here. And they're quite expensive to build. It's got a value of 2, but it costs 14 coins if you just wanted to buy it outright. But if you want to build it, it's going to cost 5 wood and 3 energy. There we go. So that's a wooden ship. You need to get wooden ships, and then you can get iron ships, steel ships, and luxury liners. I bought a luxury liner, I think last game, didn't I? Or the game before last. But yeah, they're costly, but you must have get some ships to have a good chance of winning the game. So we'll carry on. Ships come back. And if we actually look on this card, just, because there's quite a few players playing, we look at number 2, and it's the second player in to go first now, because it shows it, and then it's going to be number 1. So we come here, so I come onto here, and we have an iron bar and a franc to go out. Okay, if I go to your marketplace, I have to pay you, don't I? So yeah. I think I'm going to take these 2 iron bars for now. There we go. And then it's Donna, wooden cattle. The good thing about this game is you're always doing good things. You're getting stuff, or you're building stuff.
I'll have the wood.
Wood, or often converting stuff. And that's what you're doing, yeah?
Yeah.
Just say if you're doing extra stuff. So extra stuff, like we say, is you can purchase or pay off or sell, can't you?
A wood and a franc.
A wood and a franc. So there's a wood and a franc. I'm going to take the 3 francs. 3 francs.
I thought you were going to take the cows.
No, not yet. Wood and clay. Wood and clay.
I'll have the wood again.
Okay. Fish and clay. Fish and clay. I'm going to have them cows now, thanks. So I've got myself a breeding pair. Harvest time, they're going to do the business. There they go. Any interest to pay if anybody had loans, but they haven't. So we got wood and fish. Fish and wood.
I'll have the fish.
Having the fish. Good bit of fish there. And coming along to the last turn, fish and grain. So there's the grain And there's the fish. I'm going to get myself a grain, so I'm going to start getting an income of grain on harvest. So harvest, I'm going to be quids in now. We come to deal with the card because the last boat's there, and 2-player, of course. So it's 4 food to pay this turn.
There you go. 3 and a coin.
Donna's paying 3 fish and a franc, and I'm going to have to pay all 4 coinage. There we go, 4 francs. Bit expensive for me. But first of all, we should have dealt with the harvest. So anybody with a grain gets a grain. I have and Donna has. And anyone with a breeding pair, and I have, I get a cattle. So they bred. And also, so we paid our 4 food. Also, the game is going to build the lowest numbered standard building, which is number 3, the fishery. So the game's built the fishery. We can enter the fishery now, and there's actually no cost to use it. If we want to buy it, we can still buy it, because these are worth victory points at the end of the game. So that's dealt with, and of course on the back is another wooden ship for purchase, and that goes there. It's going to be Donna to start, and away you go. So we got an iron bar and a franc.
I'll take the clay.
Taking the clay. Okay, wood and cattle. I'm going to take the wood. Wood's good, always. It seems to be in all the games. Right, wood and coin. Wood and coin. There you go.
I'll take the coin.
Take the coins. Okay. I'm going to come along here. Wood and clay. Wood and clay. And I'm going to snaffle up this wood again. I've got a plan. There we go. You're going to move forward. Fish and clay.
I'll have the fish, please.
I'm going to come forward and wood and fish. Excuse me. Right, I think I'm going to send my little man over to the fishery here. So there's no entry cost to use this, and I get plus 3 fish and a 4th one for every little fishing emblem I've got on cards. Well, I've got none, so it's 3 fish. Excuse me, which I get from the supplies. So there we go, got 3 fish. Donna moves forward, and it is a fish and a grain.
Fish.
Yeah. There we go.
I'm going to go on the marketplace.
Okay.
Take 2 different standard goods. I'll have a fish and a coal. Is that coal?
Yeah. And what else does it say? Isn't there something else?
Plus 1 additional different good per house building.
Yeah,
Picture.
yeah, which I haven't got because it's always in this band
and
here.
I look at the 2 top special buildings. And
Yeah, so Donna can look at the 2 top special buildings, so she can game plan for them, put a game plan, and she can actually put them back in whatever order she likes.
Keep them in the same order.
Okay, so she knows what's going on at the marketplace. And also, because I'm on the fishery, Donna can't come in the fishery and knock me out, and I can't go on the marketplace and knock her out. We have to wait for each other to move, so it does block. The only way, unless somebody buys. Now I can't buy that, of course. Donna could sell that, and that would be a way of him coming off, but she's not likely to do that. But if she desperately wanted the fishery, she could actually buy it for 10, and I would come back. That would come back into my supply, and she would have the card there then. So, or the fishery, I should say. So we come to the end, and it's we look at the 2-player. So first of all, there's a harvest. We both get a grain, yes.
Yeah.
You have to check on that because sometimes you've turned grain into bread, or you've used up your grain.
And you get a cow.
And I get a cow because it doesn't matter how many. As long as I've got 2, I'll always keep getting 1 at harvest. There's 5 food to pay. I've got 3 fish and 2 coins. You can't just take a loan. You can only get a loan if you need it to pay interest or pay for food. So paying up. I always seem to end up getting loans. I think most people do in this game. And there's a special building being made by the town, so Donna will know which one this is. And it's a fish pond and a wood. Now, we haven't seen this one before. It's rarely you do see it. There's so many different cards that. So it's got that nice fishing emblem.
That's a good one.
It's a good one. You get free fish and free wood to use it. Wow, and I'm start player. Oh, there's one food to actually enter that building. Or enter the fish pond and the wood. So there we go. So it built that, and of course on the back is another wooden ship, and it goes over here. But this wooden ship's worth more money, worth more victory points, I should say. At the end of the game, it's worth 4. That goes there. So the ships go back to the start. Starts with me. I move forward 1. We get an iron bar and a coin out in the offer, and I'm going to move my little man not too far. Straight over into the fish pond and the wood. I do like that. Ooh, lucky I can just do it. It's 1 food, so I'll pay my 1 franc for some food. And I'm going to get free fish. This is a great one. Free fish and free wood. That is excellent, isn't it?
That's why I left it for next.
Ah, right. Okay, and then you come forward. A wood and a cattle. There we go.
I'm going to go on the fishery.
Yeah.
To get 3 fish.
Okay, there's no entry cost on the fishery neither. And you get yourself free fish. Yeah?
Yeah, you'll go. Move your ship.
Oh yeah, sorry. Wood and a franc. I'm going to pick up that wood because there's wood's good. Wood's good. That's all I know. So there we are. Got a nice stack of wood there. Got a little forest going. Okay, you move forward. Wood and clay. Wood and clay. It's funny because sometimes by now I've got a good couple of buildings built, haven't I? But I just never kind of play 2 games the same here.
We're going to build.
So Donna's going to enter the building firm that does not. It's the only one that costs nothing to enter, and she's going to build the bakehouse for 2 clay.
2 clay.
And the bakehouse, of course, turns grain into bread. You have to use energy to do it. So she's built that. That's because it's a build action. It's a main action. You should do an additional action of buy, but you've got no money like me, have you? So move forward. A fish and a clay. And this is nice because the fish is, the clay's built up. I want clay, so I'm going to get a nice pile of clay there, 4 clay. Donna moves forward. None of us got loans yet. So wood and fish. Wood and fish.
I'll have the fish, please.
I was going to say, nice stack of fish there. There you go. Move forward to the last spot. A fish and a grain. The grain, there's the fish. I think yes. Oh. Do you know what? Yes, I can. I've got a fish. I've got fish. I'm going to move myself into this building firm here. It costs 1 food to use, so there's the fish to pay for it. To enter it, and I'm going to I'm going to build the abattoir because it's always a handy building to build because other players will use it, and then you'll get a nice income of 2 coins each time for them to enter this nice little abattoir that I've got going here. And it cost me 1 wood, 1 clay and 1 iron. There we go. A wood, a clay and 9. So all told it cost me a food, a wood, a clay and an iron. And I've now built the abattoir. There we go. And the abattoir turns a cattle into a meat, and for every 2 cattle that you slaughter, you also get a hides as well. And that's it. We're at the end. We're at the harvest. So there is a harvest again in 2-player game. So there's grain. Shows you at the top there. So there's grain, and I've still got cattle. So I'll breed another one. There's 7 food to pay.
Here you go. Dead on 7 fish.
Oh, I think I'm going to have to get 2 loans. 7 fish. It's hard going to start out with. I've got no way of paying food, have I? No. So a loan gives you
4 francs.
That's a free on the free side. Gives you 4 francs. I've got 7 to pay. I'm going to need 2 loans. There we go.
2 fish, but you still need 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I forgot the fish. Yeah, so 2. So I've got 7 to pay. I'm still short even on 1 loan, aren't I? So I need 2 loans.
And 3 coins.
No, 2 loans gives me 8 francs. 7 to pay, I get one coin back. Yeah.
I was thinking if you go to fishing.
Yeah. So anyway, so I've got myself 2 loans. So I'll be paying 1 interest every time I pass there. And that's it done. That's it. And that's another wooden ship there, ready for somebody to get. And we come forward, and it's Donna to go next. I'm going to slaughter some cattle. I'm going to slaughter. Well, it's only 2, isn't it? Gives me 6 food. Yeah, I'm going to slaughter 2 cattle into 2 lots of meat, and I get 1 hide. That's it. And that's me done.
Fish and a grain.
Fish and a grain.
Fish.
Okay. You done the grain, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm going to go to the wharf and buy a wooden ship.
Okay.
5 wood. 5 wood.
5 wood.
And free energy.
Free energy. So of course Donna hasn't had to pay the food costs because it's her own building and she's wooden ship.
There's only 4s left.
Got one with a 4. If not, give me an 8. Flick them over, they all got different numbers. Thanks. There you go. Put 4 over there. You can have that 4.
Thanks.
And I'll have that 8. There we go. Okay, now we deal with the harvest. So, looking at 2-player now, we've got 13. Oh, first of all, there's a harvest. Let's deal with that. So, have you got a grain still? I have. I've still got my breeding pair. There we go, building them up.
3.
And we've got 13 food.
8 and 10 and 12, 13 with that.
So you're taking into account the 4. So keep them separate. Yeah.
So 3 fish,
Yeah.
meat, bread and a coin.
So I've got 8 automatically that my boats have come in with some food. So I've got 5 to pay. There's 3. I'm going to have to pay 6, aren't I? Yeah?
Yeah.
6. I've paid my food. And there's no buildings coming out this go. And that's another iron ship. There we go. There. And these come back to the start. And it'll be me to start the next round. And what I think we'll do, we'll leave the game there and we'll join it. We'll carry on playing, but we'll join the game further in when it's more interesting and we've got more buildings. I think you got a good flow of how the game's going now. This is a really, this is right up there, this game. It's a beautiful game to play. We'll join it later on when it gets more interesting to keep the video a decent size length and not too long. Right, okay. So here we go. We're on the final round of the game. We know that because it's round 14, because it's on the last harvest card. There are luxury liners to be built. Luxury liner costs free, what's on the back of those? Steel. Oh, very hard to get. Free energy. I did build a luxury liner, I say the game before last, I think it was. Steel ships are out. Right now I've got a brickworks, an abattoir, smokehouse, a fish pond and wood, a shipping line, 2 wooden ships and an iron ship, and Donna's got...
I've got a wharf, marketplace, bakehouse, colliery, 2 wooden ships and an iron ship.
Yeah, she's got a right pile of resources there. I've got a few here, a bit of money now, because I did use a shipping line. A shipping line lets you use your ships, which are primarily for giving you food. I mean, right now my ships are giving me each time 13 food. What are yours? 13 as well. But you can power up each ship. It costs free energy to power them up, each one. And my iron ship, I can deliver sell 3 goods, and my wooden ship's 2 goods each. And I did that with some hides, didn't I, to get some money by using the shipping line. And there we go. So, right, we're on the final round. Yeah, it's me to start. So it's an iron and Frank. I'm going to build the tannery. So I need to go into the building, which is the building firm. It doesn't cost anything to go in that one. The tannery, it costs a wood and a brick. I've got brick here, which I use my brickworks to turn clay into brick. So it's 1 wood and 1 brick. Oops. There we go. That's me done.
Move the boat.
Sorry,
please.
move the boat over, wood and cattle.
I'll have the coin, please.
Oh, 5 coin there. I know I was tempted by that too, it's always good. There we go.
Right.
Is that it? Is that,
Yeah.
Moving over, wood and coin, wood and coin. Right, now I'm going to go to my new founded, no I'm not, no. I'm going to go over to the farm. It costs a coin to enter. Pay the coin. So I get 2 fish. 2 fish. 2 grain, yeah?
Yeah, 2 wood.
2 grain. It's a good building.
2
wood. Well, it's a good farm, I should say. 2 wood.
A hide and a cow.
A hide and a cow. 2 wood. A hide and a cow. Okay, I'll sure go. Got a breeding pair again.
Move the boat, please.
Yeah. A wood and a clay.
I'm going on your brick house.
Okay, my brick house, it'll cost you 1 food to go there. Brickworks.
Coin.
Coin, yeah.
What is it?
So you can turn every clay into, turn it over into a brick. Cost you half NRG.
So
to do,
1 for 2.
Yeah.
So do 2, 4, 6, 8 clay. So that's 4 energy.
4
Yeah.
energy, yeah. Flick them all over into brick.
4 energy.
And the town will pay you a subsidy of half a coin per brick because you're building. So you get 4 coin. I got subsidy on bread before as well. You forgot it the first time,
Yeah.
didn't you? For providing food for the town. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Done. Anything else?
What was that build? No, it wasn't. Just moving my man. No,
Yeah,
that's
which
it.
is a build action.
Yeah, that's it.
No, a utilise
That's-
action.
yeah,
Sorry.
That's
Yeah,
it.
use building. So coming over, a fish and a clay. Fish in the clay. What's wood doing there? Just that had been a fish and it was in the wood one.
I don't know. No, because there's no fish gone out, was there?
No, there you go. We'll slip over. Right, now I'm going to go to the shipping line and ship again. Yeah?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going over to the tannery. I'm going over to my own tannery, and I'm going to turn hides into leather. So I can do it 4 times, and I just happen to have 1, 2, 3, 4 hides. Turn them all over into leather, and I get 1 coin each time I do it. I can do it 4 times. So I get 4 coin. 1, 2, 3, 4.
My go, is it?
Yep.
Pay interest.
You pay interest.
Wood and a fish.
Fish in a wood.
I'm going to buy. Where's my man gone? Oh.
Your man's over in my brickworks.
On that one, please.
Are you going into the building firm?
Yeah. 4 wood.
Yeah.
3 brick for the town hall. At the
Oh.
end of the game, value increases by 4 coins per whatever that building
Yeah,
is.
it's a big monetizer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Towards the end for points anyway. Okie doke. Right, now I'm going into the oh, wait a minute. Fish and grain. Grain and fish. A few piles building up here now. I'm going into the on my own shipping line here. Yeah. I'm going to ship some goods out using my ships. I'm going to power them up. I do have energy, don't I, somewhere? Please tell me I've got energy and not being silly. Okay.
I've got wood.
I've got wood as energy. It's not brilliant as energy though, is it? Is that the only energy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used all my energy last time, didn't I? Do you know what? I'm not going to do that right now. I'm not going to go on my shipping line. I need more energy. What's the building you have that lets you have?
Got coal.
Yeah.
Colliery.
I'm going to go to your
Give
colliery.
me 2 food.
Is that all it does? What else?
For every hammer, you get an extra one.
I've got no buildings with a hammer on, have I?
So
no.
you just get 3.
So I'll go in there. I have to pay you how much?
2 food.
2 food. There you go. There's a loaf of bread. Enjoy.
Yes.
And what do I get?
3 coal.
3 coal. 1, 2, 3. That'll power 3 ships. That's my go.
That's the end of the turn.
That's at the end of the turn. Coal, coal, coal. Okay. Ooh, that's the end of the turn. We've got one final action. Once it goes to the end, everybody gets one final action, and it's not buying, it's not building. It's just you're allowed to enter one building, and you're allowed to you can double up, so 2 people can be on the same building, or 3 or 4 in a football game. So anyway, it's the final harvest. There's no harvest.
13.
It's just straight on 20 food to pay.
There's 20 with my 13.
And what's your line now? 20. So I've got 13, 16, 19, there's 22, I'm not bothered. Done. Okay? Chits aren't worth anything at the end, just but money is. Okay, we can both go on one building. I'm going to go to the shipping line, my shipping line. Where are you going to go? I may as well do.
I don't know if to do that or repay your loan back.
Loan's an additional thing, you can do it any time.
Well, I'll do that now, one of them then.
Okay.
Still got 3 left.
You might make some money now and pay off your other loans.
I'll try and do the shipping.
I'm going to do my shipping first then, yeah? So I'm going to go, where am I? Shipping line, here.
I can't even do that.
Right, I can power up my 3 ships, yeah? Costing 9 energy, 3 for each. I'll put them there to show, yeah? So I can sell 3 my ships now, 3 goods, 5, 7 goods, yeah? So I'm going to sell leather, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, at 4 each. 4, 8, 12, 16.
Yeah.
I've got 3 more I can do, so let's just show that that one's done and that one, yeah? So I get 16 coin, yeah? 16, 5, 10, 15, 16, okay?
Yeah.
And then I've got 1, I can sell 3 more goods. I'm going to sell some brick for 2. 2 more goods to sell. I'm going to sell some, bread for 3. Ooh, 3 each. So forget the brick, put that back, yeah? And get 1 more as though it was for the 3, yeah?
Yeah.
And then I sell these 2 for 6, yeah?
Yeah.
Job done. 5, 6, and wait, I may as well pay my loans off. I'm just going to pay my loans off now, which is an extra action anybody can do at any time. I believe we can still do it at the end as well. I know we can, so...
15.
No, that one cost me 21.
Oh, I didn't see, yeah.
Because that's 3 loans.
Yeah.
Plus 14, 21, 31,
35.
35. 35 pays all my loans off.
You can easily afford
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm loan free because otherwise each loan would be minus 7 points each.
Which I've got 21.
Oof. Right, Donna, it's your final.
No, I can't
action.
because I used my wood and I forgot to save it.
So what are you doing as your final?
Nothing.
You're not going to put your man anywhere?
Well, I don't think it's worth it.
You can't get your coin anyhow. There's normally somewhere you can go.
That gives me the town hall.
You don't have to enter the town hall, do you? It automatically does that. Yeah? Yeah. Slaughter. Have you got slaughter cattle?
Oh, I could do.
Slaughter cattle.
It doesn't give me coins.
No, it doesn't give you coin. What does? There's some grain. Have you got no grain?
No.
You can't. Oh, buy a building. Can't buy a building?
Why? Oh yeah, I see. No, can't.
No, you can't buy a building.
We're not allowed to build or buy, are we?
No, just enter a building.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing. You got no. So what?
No.
You got cattle. Okay, nothing.
No.
All right, we tot up. Yeah. So we come to the end of the
Should have
game.
bought the town hall.
So all it is the value of your buildings plus any accumulators minus loans plus coinage. Yeah. So if we do mine, 12, 26, yeah. 34, 40, 44, 54 plus my ships. That should have gone. What was that on? Sorry.
That makes it 60 when you get to there.
Yeah, 60, 64,
74.
74, no loans, and 76, 78, 80, 82, 84, 86, 88, 89. That's my final score, 89.
Okay, 14, 20, 28, 38, 44, 48, 50, 58.
58.
And then the town hall. So that one gets
So
an
hang on,
extra.
you've got 58.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for that building there, get
So
extra
for every one of
4.
them is 4, including that one.
Yeah,
So that's
so
4. Have you got any more of them?
No.
No more of them?
No.
Isn't that one more?
No, that's that one.
Alright, so...
So I get an extra 6 altogether. Because
Is
it's
it?
that one and that one. Yeah.
Alright, so an extra 6.
64.
And no coins.
No.
So put you on 64.
Oh,
Loans.
minus 21.
Oh dear. Minus 21.
43.
Yeah, a total of 40. I hope that has given you a great feeling for Le Havre. If you're into Euro games, I mean, it's a Euro, isn't it? It's an Uwe Rosenberg at his best Euro game with tons of goods conversion and a lot of other stuff seems to be, because what's great is you buy these buildings, they all form, you know, along there, they all like kind of go together. Excellent artwork by Clemens Franz. Love the cards. I love everything about it. I love the chits, they work brilliantly. They're lovely colours, lovely artwork on them. It plays really smooth. At higher player counts you can play longer, but do you know, you're involved the entire time because people start using your building, so you have to tell them, well, you got to pay me 2 food to use that building or a coin or whatever. It's a really smooth game, very engaging. It's fresh every time because different special buildings come out and it's different on different player counts. I loved a couple of games ago we played at 4-player and I really enjoyed it at 4-player. It's great at 2-player as well. It looks great, it's got great table presence. For me, it's an extremely good game, and if you like Euros, I can't see no reason why not to get Le Havre, because it's one of the better Euros out there. So that is the Le Havre from Uwe Rosenberg. Please subscribe, it's totally free. Don't have any adverts on the channel whatsoever. It's just a hobby. I love the hobby, and it's all free of charge, so just please subscribe to the channel. We're going to do loads more. I think we might start with the Harvest trilogy. So we played Le Havre, let's go for Agricola next, and then At the Gates of Loyang. At the Gates of Loyang is a bit of an unsung brilliant game because we love that game, don't we, Donna?
Yeah.
It plays fantastic. It's got real enjoyment in that game, and it's a plethora of colour on the table. So please hit the subscribe button, and thank you very much. I really appreciate every single person that subscribes. I'm only a small fish in a very, very, very large pond, right down at the bottom. I'm maybe plankton at the moment, so please subscribe. I want to get my my viewership up if I can, and I appreciate it. I'm so happy with everything that I've got up to now, and we love this hobby to bits, and yeah, hope to produce a lot more stuff going forward. Thank you very much for watching.